It doesn't correlate necessarily. So we want to do a more sophisticated job of analyzing what teachers' strengths are and where they're best suited to be most effective with our kids. There are 4 other career ladder roles: behavioral specialists who will help with their colleagues on classroom management and help in terms of the learning environment in the school. Instructional teacher leaders, which we already have now, and coaches. We will be redefining the role somewhat to bring it to better advantage. The clinical resident instructors, which is a horrible name, will be the master teachers working in the Teachers Academy. The K-8 turnaround teachers will be exactly what they mean. These will be high-performing teachers that can help transform school cultures, that will move into environments that are not working and try to help them get better. So the most, if you hear the scuttlebutt about this plan, this is what gets 80% of the attention. It's not 80% of the plan. But we do fundamentally believe that people who are tremendously successful with students deserve to be rewarded for being so. The union leadership has agreed to support the concept and to work with us to arrive at a fair way of implementing it. As you know, this is very controversial in American education circles. But interestingly, the President of the United States is firmly committed to supporting movement in this direction. And hear me really clearly, and this is very important, many federal dollars will not be allowed to go to states or districts that have prohibitions from student growth models being used to evaluate both teachers and principals. Okay, now we already use it for our principals, as you know. But the federal government is saying very clearly, if you do not want to play in this park and try to figure out the nation and helping do this right, there are lots of federal dollars you will not be allowed to apply for. So it's pretty significant emphasis from the Obama administration that this is an area that they want to see work done in. Learning environment. It really means where were folks reaching out to him, because he is, all you have to do is meet him or see him even on that videotape and know that's a kid who should be going to college. That's a kid who's got all the skills. So a lot of this work around instilling college readiness behaviors, empowering teachers as leaders, providing deep wraparound supports. We're emphasizing the middle school years first and continual assessing and improving. So Jade, we brought it back as our half an hour was winding down in Seattle. Back to Jade. You can skip this. I don't know why we repeated it. So then we had to end because, again, to be honest, many of the district's plans were awfully similar. There's not really that much new you can come up with here. We had different emphasis, but we had to make the argument why Pittsburgh. And again, not to brag, it sounds a little bit like bragging, but we're the only district in the history of Gates to go from their do not fund list to a finals, no less to winning. So we had a little bit of a hurdle to go with them. But we were able to say to them, look, with the promise, we're going to get data that nobody else will have. The promise is going to be able to give us data on kids in college and their success and who taught them in high school. We're going to be able to look right back into their high school years and see, what did they do? What did they have? We believe we have a special relationship now with our union. We believe that we have sustainability. Gates is very insistent they will not partner with a district that is going to veer off and go in another direction. They just won't do it. They're very hesitant to partner with districts with elected school boards. And some major national foundations no longer will do work where they're elected school boards because they tend to be more disruptive. But we had to convince them that we had the community support, the governance, and the financial stability. And then we ended, are we ready to do it?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, we ended, and by the way, sometimes in life, you get moments that just work. We just worked. We were really flying, and then we showed them this, which I don't know you've seen before, which is a video we created for our teachers for our only all-district professional development day. And the good news was, when we were watching people watching the video, about a third of them were crying. So we felt like we might have it. Huge national desire to find one district somewhere at some time that can crack the code, that can actually show that a majority of urban children can learn to a college readiness standard. The reason why urban education is in such a tough state is that no one's done it. If no one's done it, it helps those who want to believe it cannot be done to believe that. Because if no one's done it, you know what I mean? And there is a growing sort of consensus, and we're in the lucky spot of receiving it, that we have as good a chance of doing it as anybody. We're the right size. You know, we're not unmanaged. Well, you can never do the promise in Atlanta or other places. It's too large. You need too much money. So the opportunity for us is if we can keep ourselves going and we can keep thinking and keep being self-investigatory, we have the chance. And the Gates people are not just in this for the short haul. They're in this with us. I was very lucky, and actually, Mark, could you do me a big favor? Just for one. Could you turn it up?